I thought I was coming to Venice to show my daughter a city. I didn't know it would be the place that taught me how to slow down. There's a saying that goes, when something good happens, travel to celebrate. When something bad happens, travel to forget it. And when nothing happens, travel to make something happen. I don't fully believe in traveling to forget, especially as a dad. Life doesn't stay behind when you board a plane. But maybe, sometimes you travel to breathe, to pause, to see if peace still knows how to find you. This trip was supposed to be with my wife Line and one of my daughter's cat, but life changed our plans. Family needed support back home. So this became a father and daughter journey, and Venice was our first stop. The moment we stepped out of Santa Lucia train station, Venice didn't whisper. It introduced itself boldly. The Grand Canal was alive, people arriving, leaving, crossing paths. Boats moving. Right across the water, San Simeone Piccolo stood calmly, as if welcoming us, not by stopping the motion, but by standing above it. The canal was busy, but the buildings, they didn't rush. Centuries old and moved by today's schedules or yesterday's worries. They've seen more chaos than I ever will, and they're still standing. That contrast stayed with me. Near the docks, wooden water taxis rested, rocking gently with the waves. Church bells echoed through the air, cutting through the movement. Nothing stopped, but nothing felt urgent either. It was my first reminder that peace doesn't always mean quiet. Sometimes it means rhythm. As we climbed the Ponte degli Scalzi, the crowd thickened. Venice reminding us, this isn't a postcard, it's a living city. And then I saw my daughter with the facade of Santa Maria di Nazareth behind her. Even in the crowd, even in the noise, I felt grounded. Sometimes peace doesn't come from escaping people, but from knowing exactly who you're walking with. From the top of the bridge, Venice showed us two faces. Behind us, boats, traffic, movement. But facing east, the canal softened. A gondola glided through. Sunlight hit a parade of colorful buildings. A church dome rested quietly in the distance. Same city, same movement, different feeling. Perspective changes everything. We followed the crowd at first, then slowly, we didn't. The streets narrowed, the noise faded, worn buildings surrounded us, walls marked by time, windows that had watched generations pass. I wondered about the stories inside each one. These alleys didn't rush us. They felt like they were holding us. Venice wasn't trying to impress us anymore. It was just being itself. This was our Venice, intimate, reflective, and alive with history. We paused for lunch at Baccaro Quebrado. Simple, unpretentious, unforgettable. Small bites, big flavor. The best chiquete I've ever had. Sometimes peace tastes like good food after a long walk.
Cheers!
From near the train station, we boarded the Vaporetto, Venice's floating bus. An inexpensive way to drift through the Grand Canal. For 30 to 45 minutes, the city passed us by, instead of the other way around. Palaces, markets, cargo boats, gondolas crossing quietly. There were busy moments, and then unexpectedly calm ones. A quiet conversation between water and sky. With a breeze on our faces and water beneath us, I finally slowed down enough to think. Not about fixing everything, just about being here. As the Grand Canal opened into the basin of St. Mark, Santa Maria della Salute stood like a guardian at the entrance, and beyond it, St. Mark's Campanile watched over the lagoon. It felt ceremonial. St. Mark's Square is many things: touristy, lively, overwhelming, and beautiful. Even in the busiest square, Venice offered pockets of peace. The basilica facade, its statues, mosaics, golden glass, shimmered in the sunlight. The mosaics were set at different angles, so the light dances across them, never still. It was meant to reflect divine light, sacred beauty. Art has a way of pulling your attention inward. Here, history, life, and art coexisted in perfect harmony. Just beside the basilica stands the Doge's palace, once the center of Venetian power. This was a place of decisions, of politics, justice, ambition, where the fate of our republic was shaped behind pink stone and painted arches. Looking at it now, it's hard to imagine the weight it once carried. Time has softened its edges. What remains is beauty, and a quiet reminder that power doesn't last, but what we build with care often does. I stood there thinking about responsibility, about the things we carry as parents, as leaders in our own small worlds. History doesn't ask us to be perfect, only mindful of what our choices become. And then there's the Bridge of Sighs, small, enclosed, almost hidden in plain sight. It connects the palace to what come after judgment. Prisoners once crossed it, catching their last glimpse of Venice through the narrow stone windows, sighing at the life they were leaving behind. Standing there now, with water moving quietly below, gondolas drift past, a gondolier calls out softly, guiding tourists who looked up, cameras raised, smiling beneath a bridge built for sorrow. I felt the space between two worlds, between freedom and consequence, between who we were and who we become. Venice doesn't rush past these moments, it lets them exist side by side with cafes, laughter, and sunlight. From power, from judgment, from centuries of human stories, we walk toward rest. The Giardini Reali gave us a place to rest, to sit without needing to go anywhere. Venice does that. It lets you step out of the noise without leaving the city. Before leaving the gardens, I turned back toward the water. Gondolas rested at the docks, swaying with the tide. Others moved slowly across the water, guided more by rhythm than speed. They weren't trying to get anywhere fast. They were simply moving, trusting the water to carry them. That felt familiar. Sometimes peace isn't stopping. It's learning how to move without fighting the current. Across the water stood San Giorgio Maggiore, his church rising gently from the island, watching Venice without asking anything from it. I like that. Being present without needing attention. Strong, calm, and still. It felt like a good place to pause. Not to hold on, just to acknowledge the moment before moving forward. As we walked away from the basin, Venice began to change again. The grandeur softened, high-end storefronts appeared, local name brands beside international ones. Elegant, polished, yet somehow still understated. Luxury here didn't shout, it blended in. Like it understood that beauty doesn't need to prove itself. Restaurants lined the canals, tables spilling outdoors, conversations floating easily over the water. We crossed from one small bridge to another, each one opening a new angle. Smaller canals carried quieter stories, less spectacle, more soul. Venice rewards walking slowly. It shows you details you didn't know you were looking for. Even in the crowd, the shade made the walk gentler, protected, unrushed. Venice knows how to soften movement, how to turn even busy paths into something calm. Then a church appeared, San Moise. Baroque and unapologetic, its facade rose like a sculpture, full of motion, curves, and confidence, stone telling a story meant to be felt, not rushed past. Here, commerce and contemplation coexist, no conflict, just harmony. Then the city opened up into Campo Santo Stefano. Warm, earthen facades wrapped the square, colors that connected indoors to out, stone to sky. It wasn't grand, it was grounding, a pause shaped by space, light, and time. Venice doesn't separate life into categories. Shopping, art, fate, music, it layers them. And somehow, the result feels peaceful, and we kept walking. A flower shop caught my eye, colors alive beneath the trees, simple beauty, unforced. Just beside it, Snack Bar San Vidal offered a quiet pause, a place to sit, to rest our feet, and to grab a small bite before moving on again. In Venice, peace doesn't announce itself. It waits quietly, in the way flowers bask in the sun, in the curve of a bridge shaped by time, and in the gentle rhythm of the Grand Canal below. From the Ponte dell'Accademia, the Grand Canal curved gently below us, Santa Maria di Salute in the distance, perfectly framed. From there, we drifted into Dorsoduro, a neighborhood shaped by art and by time. The Gallerie dell'Accademia stood quietly along the canal, no spectacle, just presence, holding centuries of creativity without asking for attention. I walked slowly through the courtyard toward the water, concrete beneath my feet, the Grand Canal ahead. It felt like a front terrace, a place meant for pausing, not rushing through. If I live here, I think I'd linger in places like this. Beyond the museum, the city softened, a quieter canal, gentler movement, Venice breathing at its own pace. Students gathered along the fondamenta, talking, laughing, learning how to belong to the city, life unfolding without urgency. We passed the Guggenheim, modern art resting easily beside the old. No tension, just coexistence. Dorsoduro didn't feel silent, it felt settled, a place where thought and calm moved together, and naturally, it carried us forward. Local neighborhoods in San Polo, kids playing soccer, life unfolding without concern for tourist schedules. Venice doesn't belong to just one kind of traveler. It makes room for everyone. From the Rialto Bridge, the Grand Canal appeared again, familiar yet different. Same water, new angle. We ended the day where we began, back at the same place for dinner, because when something is good, you don't rush past it. Ink squid if you're adventurous, carbonara if you're not. 5 hours in Venice, crowds, canals, quiet streets. I didn't come here to forget home. I came here to breathe, and maybe remember what calm feels like. Venice didn't give me answers, but it gave me space. And sometimes, that's enough. Once you learn how to listen, you're ready to see things differently. Next, we leave the water behind and drive toward the mountains, the Dolomites, where silence has scale and perspective changes everything. When the mountains speak, you listen. See you then.